Today we're talking about how to create a killer funnel. As a real estate wholesaler, how do you figure out the right strategy so you can grow your business? This is the million-dollar question. Now, I've spent tens of thousands of dollars testing different ads, different funnels, different landing pages, all in search for the right funnel. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact funnel that absolutely prints for real estate wholesalers. So like I said before, after testing hundreds of different ads, landing pages, etc., this right here is the funnel I've noticed that is the absolute killer in printing real estate leads, wholesale to be specific. Now, everything in this funnel is based off of one thing, and that's the offer itself, okay? If your ads are not performing, if let's say you're not getting conversions, etc., the number one thing I always tell every single one of my clients is to check your offer. Is your offer no-brainer? Does it solve somebody's solutions in a desired amount of time with the least amount of friction? And if it doesn't, and actually, before I keep going on, a bonus question is it better than your competitors? Okay, this is something most people don't understand. Most offers are the same. And a lot of people say, well, I can't really offer things like other wholesalers, or I can't offer things that are different from other people. And my answer to you is, then change the way you're framing it, okay? Instead of saying, well, we can, help you get a cash offer in 24 hours, everybody's saying that. But if you can get somebody a fair cash offer, sell your home no matter the condition, as is, no fees, no repairs, now you're moving and inching towards something that actually is valuable. So what you want to do is like I said, establish your offer. Then what you'll do is create ads around that, have a secondary form, which either qualifies leads, which if it's qualified, great, you can send them to a booking page where then they can directly book a call on your calendar, hit them on a thank you page, and then obviously you have booked appointments. Or if they're not qualified, you end up nurturing the leads on a 30, 60-day cycle. And from there, basically just retarget them, bring them back to either a booking page or showing your offer on your initial landing page, and then basically go from there. Now, the campaign structure itself, when talking about the ads, goes something along the lines of this. So in the ad account, you'll have one campaign, which is going to hold your budget and the location targeting. And then within the campaign, you're going to have one ad group, which holds your audience or the type of demographic you're going to be targeting, whether it's different types of audiences, which we'll break down in a minute. And then those will hold up to 3 to 5 different ads. Now, the targeting strategy, there are a couple. I recommend the one here on the right, but we'll break that down in a second. There's radius targeting, which essentially is basically just targeting in any specific pinpointed location and then having a radius around that. So for example, let's say you're targeting Scottsdale. If you have a 20-mile radius, as you can see, this blue circle, anywhere in it, your videos are going to be shown to people that are searching terms relevant to this location or these locations or that are inside of this location. And then for specific location, this is what I recommend, is targeting an exact location and then just having excluded locations around it. And I'm going to break this down a little bit more later, but just as a preemptive preface, that's what I would do. Now, as far as the advanced targeting goes, there's a ton of different things that you can do. There's like your data segments for retargeting ads or remarketing ads, where you can take existing YouTube viewers and subscribers and website visitors and just target them with a smaller, about 10% of your daily ad budget. There's custom segments where you can target people based on their interests, certain websites and keywords they've been typing in on Google or YouTube. Then there's in-market, which are Google's pre-built audiences that Google deems relevant to the market. And then there's demographics, which are like things like age brackets, household income, and gender. Now, as you can see here, I have a line here that shows the more you go to the left, the more niche your targeting is going to be, the smaller the market. And then the more right you go, the broader the targeting, the audience, the niche, etc. Now, some things to note here is what I've personally noticed, which I'm going to tie back into location targeting here, is that the broader you target, the better, because you're decreasing the cost because you're casting a wider net. Now, you're going to say things like, well, what if you don't service X, Y, and Z? Great. What I would do is there's a balance here because this is a great question. Target as large of an area that you service, and then let's say there's unfavorable locations, just exclude those from your targeting instead of, just targeting individual locations. And this I've noticed just works a little bit better. And you have to understand that the creative is going to determine a large amount of the targeting via the keywords and AI. We've gotten to a point now where Google, mostly video advertising with Andromeda, and especially Google's algorithm with YouTube video ads or video ads in general, is that the actual transcript, script, keywords, and the creative itself, Google analyzes, and that is actually how it ends up targeting the ideal customer profile. It's not as much heavy dependent on the location, advanced targeting, the in-market custom segment type of targeting anymore, because of the fact AI has just been progressing rapidly. So understand that if you're going to rank things in importance, your offer is going to be obviously the number one most important thing. Then it's going to become the actual ad and the creative itself, and then the targeting of the locations, and then the rest of the setup honestly is secondary comparatively. If you're not performing, the things you should be checking are your offer and your ads first. Now, the creative strategy, the way that I break this down here is, like I said before, the offer is the center. This is what you're basing your landing pages around. This is what you're basing your scripts around, your ads around. And what I suggest you do, like we said before, within your ad group, is you're going to have 3 to 5 different ads. I suggest about 3 to 5 different ads, or I suggest about 5 different ads in total. And all of these ads are going to be different hooks that are all pointing towards the same body and the same close. Now, if you're going to structure your ads, it's usually the hook, story, or body close framework, which I've broken down in a lot of my other videos. And by the way, if you're looking to get any of this stuff implemented within your business, just check the description below, and I go over how to do that exactly. You can check that out. But basically, what you'll want to understand here is that you don't want to have a million different bodies or one hook per body. What I've noticed is that what this does is it just creates way too much friction for you as the wholesaler. And unless you're working with a marketing agency, it's a lot of extra work. And the thing is, with the new ads update, you need to be testing as much as possible. I can't stress enough that if you just are spending all of your time creating videos and you're not testing enough, you're wasting all of your money. Your CPA is going to increase like crazy, meaning the cost per closed deal. Your cost per leads are going to skyrocket, and it's just a whole disaster. And the most effective and efficient way you can do this is just by figuring out what your messaging buckets are, your different types of people that you service, and then building bodies and offers around those specific people, and just focusing on different hook variations instead of different body variations and hooks associated with it, and just spending all of your time with that. So the meat of the matter here essentially looks something along the lines of this. So you're going to have your ads, which are going to touch on the pain points of the current market, and then you're going to lead them to some sort of landing page that has your clear offers as stated in the ad and the initial opt-in page. Now, what that's going to look like is something along the lines of this. Attention avatar, you're going to have your headline, your subheadline, and then you're going to have the form collecting your information. So this capture leads, and it presents your value proposition, and it books your appointment. So for example, as you can see here, sell your home for cash fast, no matter the condition, 0 work required, 0 hidden fees, get cash in hand in as little as 7 days. Just enter your information below. And then obviously we have more of things that are associated with it. But this is the most important section of the entire landing page right here. Now, the second step is a secondary form, which is just asking more questions. When are you looking to sell? How many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, etc. And basically, this second form is going to qualify the leads further, and then going to bring them to your booking page, essentially where they can watch your VSL, build more trust, and book directly in your calendar. So what I suggest you do is have something along the lines of a headline, and then your VSL itself, and then a book a call option. So just for an example here, what I typically do as far as the secondary form goes is something like a type form. So reason for wanting to sell, the property type, how soon are you looking to sell, et cetera, et cetera. And then from there, like I said, what you're going to have is basically your book a call option to book directly in the calendar from here. And like I said before, this is going to build trust, and it's just going to explain the next steps, which is going to increase your show rate. And then finally, you're just going to have a thank you page. Basically on here, it's very simple. You can either have a video or just a picture of yourself and a little bit of a biography explaining the next steps that are going to happen. Make the user feel engaged, make them feel special. I know it sounds kind of cringy, but you want to make them feel like this is personalized to them, and just have case studies that go over objections, have FAQs in there that go over objections that are related to what most common things are asked and most common objections are presented to you by your ideal customer profile. And from here, basically, this is going to book you the appointments. This is going to increase your show rates. This is going to increase your cost per, or decrease your cost per closed deal, scale your business. And it's just the absolute best way to handle the situation. Now, this funnel is great in theory, but if you don't understand the specifics on how to create good ads, manage your campaign, and scale, then it becomes very easy to blow a lot of money on YouTube ads. If you'd like to skip the headaches and mistakes of starting YouTube ads from scratch and would like to work with me, click the link in the description below. Aside from that, that's the end of this video, and I'll see you in the next one.